The Nigerian military has reportedly arrested 312 suspects believed to be linked to the notorious bandits leader BELLO TURJI, while at the same time rescuing 409 kidnapped victims during coordinated operations carried out across several areas affected by banditry. This development comes after months of intensified military pressure on criminal networks operating in forests and remote communities across northern Nigeria. According to security sources, the operations involved multiple units of the Nigerian Armed Forces working together with other security agencies in a determined effort to weaken the networks responsible for terrorizing innocent communities. Troops reportedly carried out strategic raids in several locations where intelligence reports had indicated the presence of bandit camps connected to BELLO TURJI and his fighters. The operations are said to have lasted several days, as soldiers moved carefully through forest areas, known to have served as hideouts for armed groups involved in kidnappings, attacks, and extortion. During these operations, the military reportedly apprehended 312 individuals suspected to be members, collaborators, or informants working with the network of the notorious bandit leader. At the same time, troops were able to locate and rescue 409 victims who had been held hostage in various camps scattered across the forest. Many of these victims were reportedly villagers, travelers, farmers, and students who had been kidnapped during raids carried out by bandits in different communities. The rescue of such a large number of hostages has brought relief and hope to families who had been praying for the safe return of their loved ones. Some of the rescued victims were said to have spent weeks and even months in captivity, enduring fear, hunger, and uncertainty about their fate. Medical teams were immediately deployed to assess the health conditions of the rescued individuals and provide them with necessary care after their traumatic experiences. Security officials say the success of the operation demonstrates the growing determination of the Nigerian military to dismantle criminal networks that have brought pain and suffering to many communities. However, this moment also presents an opportunity for Nigerians to reflect deeply about the security challenges facing the nation and the role every citizen must play in overcoming them. Banditry did not appear overnight, and it will not disappear overnight. It has developed over years due to several complex factors, including poverty, lack of opportunities, weak local security structures, and the proliferation of illegal weapons. But while the government and the military continue to intensify operations against these criminal groups, there is also a responsibility that falls on communities and citizens. In a time like this, where so much information is spreading online, it is very important to stay connected to a reliable source of news. If you truly want to stay informed about what is happening in Nigeria and around the world, then I advise you to take a moment and subscribe to this channel. By subscribing, you will always receive updates whenever we publish important news reports like this one. Security is not only the responsibility of soldiers and police officers. It is also the responsibility of every citizen who wants to see peace return to our villages, towns, and cities. One of the most important lessons Nigerians must learn from the crisis of banditry is the importance of unity, cooperation, and vigilance. Criminal networks often succeed because they rely on information from people within communities. Informants who provide details about potential victims, movement of security forces, or vulnerable locations often make it easier for criminals to carry out attacks. Therefore, communities must begin to take a strong stand against those who secretly assist criminals for money or personal gain. The arrest of 312 suspects believed to be connected to BELLO TURJI's network is a reminder that banditry is rarely the work of one individual alone. Behind every notorious leader, there are networks of supporters, collaborators, suppliers, and informants who help sustain criminal operations. Breaking these networks requires cooperation between security agencies and the communities where these crimes occur. Citizens must feel confident enough to share useful information with authorities whenever they notice suspicious activities. Silence can sometimes allow criminal networks to grow stronger. But when communities work together with security agencies, the chances of preventing attacks increase significantly. At the same time, it is important for security forces to maintain professionalism and respect for human rights during their operations. Arrests must be followed by proper investigations to ensure that innocent individuals are not wrongly accused. Justice must be fair, transparent, and based on evidence. This is essential for maintaining public trust in the security system. Another important lesson from this development is the need for stronger community resilience. Communities that are organized and vigilant often have better chances of protecting themselves against criminal infiltration. Local leaders, religious leaders, youth groups, and traditional institutions must work together to discourage young people from becoming involved in criminal activities. Many of the young men recruited by bandit groups are individuals who feel abandoned by society or lack economic opportunities. Addressing these underlying problems requires long-term investment in education, employment, and community development. Parents also have an important role to play in guiding their children away from destructive paths. The lure of quick money promised by criminal groups may appear attractive to some young people, but the consequences are often tragic. Many bandits end up losing their lives during clashes with security forces, while others spend years in prison after being arrested. Therefore, families must instill strong moral values in their children and encourage them to pursue honest livelihoods. Religious leaders also have a critical responsibility in shaping the attitudes of their followers. Places of worship must be centers where messages of peace, responsibility, and respect for human life are consistently promoted. Violence and criminality must never be justified under any circumstances. Traditional rulers, as custodians of community values, also play an essential role in maintaining order and harmony. Their influence can help mobilize communities to reject criminal elements and support efforts aimed at restoring peace. Government authorities at all levels must also remain committed to improving security through better coordination of intelligence sharing and resource allocation. Security personnel working on the front lines must receive adequate support equipment and welfare to enable them perform their duties effectively. The bravery of soldiers who risk their lives during dangerous operations in forests and remote areas should never be taken for granted. These men and women operate under extremely difficult conditions, facing armed criminals who often have access to sophisticated weapons. The success of the operation that led to the arrest of 312 suspects and the rescue of 409 hostages is a testament to the courage and dedication of these security personnel. But while celebrating this success, Nigerians must also remember that the fight against banditry is far from over. Criminal groups often attempt to reorganize and regroup after losing members or territory. Continuous vigilance is therefore necessary to prevent them from returning stronger. Community members must remain alert and continue supporting the efforts of security agencies through cooperation and information sharing. The rescued hostages also remind us of the human cost of insecurity. Behind every kidnapping statistic is a family that has experienced fear, sleepless nights, and emotional pain. Some families sell their property or go into heavy debt in desperate attempts to raise ransom money for their loved ones. Others spend months not knowing whether their relatives are alive or dead. Therefore, the rescue of 409 individuals is not just a number. It represents 409 lives restored to freedom. It represents 409 families who can finally breathe again after long periods of uncertainty and fear. As these victims begin the process of rebuilding their lives, society must support them with compassion, understanding, and assistance. Rehabilitation programs, counseling, and community reintegration are important for helping survivors recover from traumatic experiences. Government institutions, civil society organizations, and humanitarian groups must work together to provide the necessary support. Nigeria is a strong nation with resilient people. Throughout our history, we have faced many challenges, but we have always found ways to overcome them through unity, determination, and faith. The fight against banditry requires the same spirit of unity, regardless of ethnic background, religion, or political affiliation. Nigerians must stand together against criminal violence. When criminals attempt to divide communities, they weaken the collective strength needed to resist them. But when communities stand united, they send a powerful message that violence and lawlessness will never be tolerated. Let this moment also serve as a reminder that peace and security are essential foundations for national development. Without security, farmers cannot cultivate their land, traders cannot move goods, students cannot attend school, and investors cannot build businesses. Protecting our communities, therefore, means protecting the future of Nigeria. Every Nigerian has a role to play in building that future. Whether as a parent, teacher, community leader, or ordinary citizen, the responsibility to promote peace and reject criminality belongs to all of us. The arrest of 312 suspects linked to the network of BELLO TURJI and the rescue of 409 hostages sends a strong signal that progress is possible when determination meets cooperation. But the journey toward lasting peace requires continuous commitment from every segment of society. Let us support our security forces. Let us protect our communities. Let us guide our youth toward positive opportunities. And let us continue working together to build a safer Nigeria for present and future generations. Thank you for staying with us, and please remember to subscribe to our channel for more important news updates and discussions about issues affecting our country. In today's world, information moves very fast, and sometimes it becomes difficult to know which news is true and which one is not. That is why it is very important to follow and subscribe to platforms that are committed to bringing you verified and responsible news. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I strongly advise you to do so now. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that anytime we release breaking news or important updates, you will be among the first to know. Subscribing is not just about supporting this channel. It is about making sure you stay informed and aware of the issues that affect our country and our future. So please, take a moment, subscribe to the channel, and join thousands of viewers who rely on us for daily news updates. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting this growing news community.